And it was from the Atlantic Wire. And it was indeed what I had been told. Obama was at a fundraiser at the West Village townhouse of Harvey Weinstein, the famed movie producer. And he had in the audience Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake, newly married man and wife. And in fact, Obama's talking about his stalled second term. And he's saying that he can't get anything done. And he's blaming me. He told everybody in that audience that he expected, after he won re-election, that the Republicans would say, okay, let's cooperate with the guy because he won and he's essentially a lame duck and we can't beat him again, so let's go ahead and work with him. But they will not work with me, Obama told him. And the reason they won't is because of Rush Limbaugh. And the reason that it's my fault is that the Republicans are afraid of me. All of the elected Republicans in the House of Representatives and all of the elected Republicans in the Senate are afraid of what I will say about them if they cooperate with Obama. This is what Obama told Timberlake, Jessica Biel, Harvey Weinstein, and whoever else was at the fundraiser. Now, let me tell you what he's doing, folks. He is essentially begging any Republican to denounce me. He is fixated on me. He simply cannot get me off of his mind. I live rent-free in his head, and he is using me as his convenient mistake or excuse for not being able to get anything done. He really thinks the Republicans would work with him if it weren't for me. So he's telling these Hollywood people, and you got to understand, they're sitting there and they're very sympathetic, and they love Obama, and they want Obama to succeed. And I'm the guy who said, I hope he fails. So Obama's sitting there and he's telling these Hollywood people, you know, this Limbaugh guy, that's, if it weren't for this Limbaugh guy, good Lord, look what I could get done. And the Hollywood people are supposed to hear that and say to themselves, let's figure out a way to help. What can we do in dealing with Limbaugh to help our president? And then he is also sending out a similar message to the Republicans. He's just begging one of them, just one. He's just begging, enticing one of them to go to the microphone and agree with him. And if not agree with him, to denounce me, because that's his objective. Obama's objective is to eliminate all opposition. Now, let's be honest. I don't know how many times it is that Obama has blamed me. You remember the first time this happened was 2 weeks into his administration in 2009. There was a meeting in the White House of congressional leaders from both parties. Near the end of the meeting, the president looked to John Boehner and said, you know, you guys just can't listen to Rush Limbaugh anymore. That's not how things get done in Washington. You've got to stop listening to Limbaugh. That ended up being reported. I had a meeting with Boehner, coincidentally, a few short weeks later here in my humble EIB Southern Command offices. And Boehner told me about this. And he said, I don't know why. I don't know why he would say that to us, Rush. And I said, let me tell you why, Mr. Speaker. Because he was hoping that just one of you would leave the White House, stroll to the microphones outside, and agree with him. And he has been hoping for 5 years that just one elected Republican somewhere will stand up and agree that I am the problem. So let me do this. In the spirit of doing whatever I can to move things forward in this country, I would like to make myself available to the President of the United States to sit down and talk with him at a place of his choosing and discuss the problems facing the country and maybe working together, since I am the opposition, since I am the obstacle, since I am the reason he can't get things done. I'll be glad to sit down with him anytime, any place that he wants. Perhaps we can hash this out and come to a, I don't know, mutual understanding or agreement of how to get things off the dime. Now, the president's had beer with a cop from Boston. There have been numerous summits. I'm offering to make myself available to the president at a summit so that we can hash this out, so that I can explain to him why it is that I oppose what he's trying to do, and maybe we can come to some sort. My mother always told me, son, talk it out with people. Don't go off mad and don't get all uppity and don't get talk it out with people. See if you can solve it with them. And I'm offering that today here on the EIB network.